Hello everyone, this is London Calling and I am very pleased to be able to welcome you back to a brand new edition of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. There I am, holding a couple of dinosaur eggs. Now you might know me from books like this one. It's called Odd Dog Out. It's all about a colourful sausage dog who doesn't fit in with all the other sausage dogs. Or maybe you've seen this one. It's called Wide Awake. It's part of my Dinosaur Juniors series, all about this chap here who can't get to sleep at night, and it's a really good one for bedtime, that. Now then, let's get my piece of paper, because today we are going to be doing a drawing together. Is that straight? I think that's pretty straight. Now then, what are we going to be drawing, I hear you ask? Well, I'm going to give you a little clue. The drawing is going to be from my very first book, and do you know what? I won a prize for this book. I'm very proud of this. It's the Waterstones Children's Book Prize a few years ago. Look, can you see my name? There's my name there. And this book was called Blown Away, and it's all about this chap here called Penguin Blue, who goes out flying this kite here on a very windy day, and he ends up getting blown away. Look, there's the windy day. He gets blown away. Look, it takes him right off the ground, and his friends here, they try and grab on and help him, but they all end up getting blown away too. This is Wilbur the seal. Look, all of them get blown away. Can you see that? Look, across the sea, and they end up in a place that penguins aren't usually found. They end up in the jungle, and they have to think of a very clever way of getting back home again. But listen, I thought it might be nice today if we drew a picture of Penguin Blue. So, this is how it works, in case you haven't seen any of these videos before. You need a piece of paper and a pencil, like I've got here. And I am going to do some drawing on the paper. And I'm going to do it a little tiny bit at a time. And then what I want you to do is watch what I do, then pause your video, and then I want you to draw exactly what I draw. Then start your video again, I'll draw a bit more. Pause it, you can draw, then I will draw, you will draw, I will draw, you will draw, I will draw, you will draw. And hopefully we're going to end up with something that's pretty good. That is the theory. The reason we do it like that, lots of people say to me that they don't think that they're very good at drawing, but I say that everybody can draw. It's just a question of knowing what order to do the drawing in, okay? And hopefully this is going to prove our point. So here we go. Right, I want you to start with a very simple shape, but I'm going to say something before we start. We need to keep this over to this side of our piece of paper, because we're going to start our drawing down here, but our drawing is going to spread over to this side. So make sure you don't start over here in the middle, because you'll run out of room otherwise. So over on the left hand side, I want you to draw it's sort of like an L shape, but it's going to be at an angle like that. Okay, so an L shape at an angle. Then I want you to put your pencil at the top of your L shape, and we're going to come along here like that, probably about to there. So you're going to go a bit further along from the point that we started at. Okay. The next thing to do, we're going to put our pencil down here, the very point that we started. We're going to curve our line upwards, and we're going to stop about there. So we're going to stop short of going all the way up to join the other line. Then we're going to curve around in a shape like this and head up towards that line, but we're not going to join it. We're going to just stop about there, just past it. So there's a little tiny, you see that little tiny gap in between? And then I want you to join that up like that. And you can sort of start to see our penguin take shape already, can't you? A nice simple shape. Okay then. The next thing we're going to do is up in this corner of our shape, in this area, we are going to draw, it's sort of like a teardrop shape, but it's an upside down, curvy teardrop. It's almost like a backwards comma, I think. That's what I always think when I draw it. So we're going to draw that shape there. Then underneath that shape, I want you just to draw a straight line across, like that. So easy, this one so far, isn't it? Okay, next, another strange shape that we're going to draw in this section of our penguin. It's sort of going to be like another long sort of teardrop shape, I guess, but like that, sort of like, it looks a bit like a caterpillar or something crawling down the inside of that shape. Okay, and then once you've done that, I want you to colour in around those shapes, but we're going to leave this area white, okay? So let's see, I might do a bit of fast forwarding now, okay? You love my super speedy colouring in, don't you? Okay, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there we go. Really starting to take shape now. Now our penguin needs some feet. Now, the way that I draw penguins' feet is so easy. It's crazy how easy it is. Basically, each leg and foot consists of 3 lines. That's it, okay? I'm gonna show you how. So the first one we're gonna do over this side. So I want you to put your pencil down here at the bottom. And we're just gonna draw a straight line down like that. That is our first line. The second line, about halfway down that line, just draw another line just coming off diagonally like that. That's our second line. And our third and final line for this foot is gonna be coming down diagonally the other way. There we go, 1, 2, 3, easy penguin foot. Let's draw another one here. This time I'm going to do this at a different angle because I'm going to do him sort of with 1 foot in the air. There we go, 3 little lines. Easy peasy. Now then, let me see. I'm going to take my black pencil here. I am using a few different coloured pencils here, but do you know what? This drawing will work if you just use one pencil, if you like, one colour. But because I'm going to do mine in sort of a few different colours, you can sort of see a way of doing it this way if you want to do it, but you can do it any way you like, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm taking my black, in fact, you know what, I'm going to take a black pen. I'm going to mix it up. We're going to have a bit of pen, a bit of pencil. My black pen, and I am going to draw a little circle right in the middle of that funny sort of backwards comma shape. This is going to be our penguin's eye. So there's our circle, and I'm going to do our penguin. He's going to be looking up towards this side of the drawing, because remember I said our drawing is going to stretch across the page. So I'm going to do a smaller dot, but I'm going to do it over to that side of his eye, because that's the direction that he's looking in. Now then, this is quite a fun bit. You might want to do this with colours. If you've got a yellow pencil, this is a cool thing to do, because we are going to start to shade his tummy. Now, penguins' tummies, they're mainly white, but what happens at the top of their tummies, they sort of go a bit yellowy and a bit orangey. So what I want you to do is just take your yellow pencil, start colouring right at the top, and then go down, but gradually just press more and more gently, so it just fades out like that. So you get a little fade. And then maybe if you've got an orange pencil too, you could just add a little bit of orange at the top, like that, just to make it a little bit darker. And look, we sort of get a nice little fadey penguin tummy thing going on. Yeah, do you like that? It works pretty well, doesn't it? Now then, I'm going to take my yellow pencil again, and I am going to colour these 2 funny shapes. That one there, oh, I've got a little bit of blue in there, doesn't really matter, does it? It's quite nice when you have these little happy accidents sometimes, I think, just add to the authenticity of the drawing. I'm going to colour in the eye, the area around the eye, and look at that. Our penguin's pretty much there. What we need to do now is some little penguin wings. To be honest, the way that I draw them is a bit more like arms, because I draw them in. You remember, I think I might have said this to you before, but illustrators like me, we're really lazy. We like to do things as simply as possible. Not every illustrator is as lazy as I am, but I am, you know, I am pretty lazy, so I'm going to draw my penguin's arms like this, just a simple line. The first one, I'm going to put just below where his tummy starts here, and I'm going to come across in a line slightly curved to about there, like that, okay? And then the other arm is going to start from just here, the same sort of height there, and it's just going to join up with that arm there, because our penguin is going to be holding something. What's he holding? I hear you ask. You'll have to wait and see. Right, I've taken a red pencil now, but just remember, you don't have to do this in all different colours. You can do it in one colour if that's all you've got to hand. Right, what we're going to do is, I'm going to draw a little red circle, like that. I'm going to leave a hole in the middle, just like that. Then, on this side of the circle, I'm going to draw a tiny little red square, like that. And then, on the end of that square, I'm going to draw a sort of curvy line, like that. Okay? Now, when I go into schools and things, I always say, right, what do you think penguins holding? And they always say, a fish, because penguins, they eat fish, I think, don't they? So they always think I'm drawing a fish, but I am not drawing a fish. this might give you a bit more of a clue. I keep moving my paper down. I'm going to take my black pen again for this, and I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3 black lines there. Any guesses? What do you think it is? Still not sure. Okay, maybe you'll get it now. Right, we're going to draw a long line now. I'm going to put my pen here. I am going to draw a line that heads all the way over the page, like that. And I'm going to stop it just about there. Okay, any guesses? Any guesses? Still no guesses. Okay, let's see if you get it from this. I'm now going to take my black pencil, and over here I'm going to leave a bit of a gap between the end of that line and what I'm going to draw now. But what I want you to do is a great big diamond shape, slightly longer at the bottom than at the top, like that. I bet you can all guess what we're drawing now. That's right, a kite. We are drawing a kite. Okay, so there is our kite, there is the string. Now then, we need to attach the string to our kite. This is how we do this bit, okay? I'm going to do this with my pen again. I am going to draw a line that joins the top and the bottom of the kite, like that. I'm going to draw another line that goes across the middle of our kite, like that. And then remember I said to leave a little gap there. What I want you to do, put your pen on the end of that line. We're going to go up a bit, and we're going to stop in the middle of that line. And then we're going to go down a bit, and we're going to stop in the middle of that line. And look, our kite is now attached to the kite line. Now, what does a kite need down here? It needs a tail, doesn't it? So what I want you to draw, you can do this as long or as short as you like, but I want you to do a lovely, wavy, curly line. And look, I'm going to swirl mine up at the end, just like that, because I like drawing swirls. You might have seen the way that I write my name in the R of Rob. I do a little swirl. I really like doing them. Okay, so there's our kite's tail. What does a kite's tail have? It has lots of ribbons. Now then, I've got a good way of doing kite ribbons to make it easier, because lots of people think it's a bit fiddly and a bit difficult. But if you just draw an X in the middle, so the middle of the X is going over where your kite string is, and then you just join up, each end of the X like that. Look, you have a kite ribbon. And then once you get the hang of that, you can do them pretty quickly. Look at this. X, join up, 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 X, join up. One more down here, I think, X, join up. And look, there we go. Our penguin is flying a kite. Now, do you remember my favourite tip of all time? Yes, it's the shadow one. I love the shadow tip. This time, I'm not going to do it black. I'm going to use my light blue pen here, but I am just going to do just a little bit of scribble around my penguin's feet, like that. And look, it makes it look like he's standing on the ground. Now, this is the fun bit where you can do what you like, because we're going to colour in our kite. Now, something that I thought might be a nice idea, because I have been getting messages from people who are joining in with Draw with Rob from all over the world. So what I thought might be nice is we could make our kites into a flag, and that flag could be the country where we are or where we come from. So I'm in London, in the United Kingdom, so I think I'm going to make my kite a Union Jack. But maybe you're drawing from France or Spain, or I've had people joining me from New Zealand and South Africa and America and all sorts of places. Why don't you colour in your kite the flag of the country you're in, so that when I get sent them, we can see where everyone's drawing from. So that'd be quite a nice idea, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. Or you don't have to. You can just do your kite with a nice pattern, rainbow patterns, or maybe some hearts or stars. Whatever you like. There's no rules to this, okay? So I'm now going to go into super speed mode while I do my kite. Here we go. On your marks, get set, go. Okay, so we're very close to finishing now. The last thing that I like to do is, you need wind, don't you, to keep a kite up in the air. So this is how I draw wind. We draw a line coming across like that, one of my nice little swirls. And we're going to draw the same there, swirling up. And then in the middle of those two, we'll do another one, going closer to the kite. A little swirl, and a little swirl. And there we go. Our kite is being blown by the wind. And Penguin Blue here looks like he's having a lovely time. So there we go. Last thing of all, we need to sign our pictures, don't we? There we go. My signature. And look, our drawing is finished. Now then, don't forget, I love to see all of your drawings. So if you can get somebody to take a picture of your drawings and then post it on the social media feed that you are watching this on, if that's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. And remember to include the hashtag #DrawWithRob. And I'm going to put all of my Twitter names and Facebook name and all that kind of stuff at the end so you can find me. And I promise you, I really try and look through every single one. And I try and like your pictures and comment on your pictures. And then we randomly select lots of the pictures to put up in a grid at the end of the day. So will your picture make the grid? Fingers crossed. But listen, I hope you've had a nice time drawing Penguin Blue with me today. It's been lovely to talk to you. I want you to have a brilliant rest of your day. And I am going to see you very soon for another Draw with Rob.